Welcome to MarcusG.TV. I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. I'm a chef on a mission. So Jamie and I just directed Run Like the Wind race. We became the new race directors. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that we inherited that race about 3-4 months ago. And it's the 32nd annual year of the Run Like the Wind, 5K and 10K. So Jamie, what was the hardest part for you for the race, as far as directing it?
Well, being that it was our first time directing, I would definitely say just the running around. And as organized as I thought I was, I don't think I was as organized as I would have liked to have been. I was organized, but not as much as I would have liked to have been. Not as much. I think we put a lot of effort into the details of the race itself, but the after, when we did the awards and stuff like that, wasn't as organized, smooth as we would have liked it to have been.
Yeah, and we had somebody announcing the awards who's done it for years upon years, but it was different this year because we were giving prizes and she wasn't used to that. And you know,
we just didn't plan it as well as we should have for the end.
Do you know what the hardest part for me was? Two of the hardest parts. One part is that a lot of volunteers just didn't show up, right? So we went to a lot of meetings, we networked with the community, we reached out to people, and people actually came up to us and said, we want to volunteer. People approached us and said, we want to volunteer. We'll be there race day. I took their emails, I emailed them, I never heard from them.
But you know, we did have a lot of volunteers.
We did have a lot.
We just didn't know who was going to show up.
Exactly. But it's frustrating. It's frustrating when somebody says, I'm going to volunteer for you, and you send them an email the next day, and then you send them an email the next week, and you send them an email 2 weeks later, and they don't even open your emails, because you can see it through Constant Contact if they open your emails. They didn't, if they did open the email, some of them did, but some of them didn't even open the emails, and they were so enthusiastic about volunteering, but then they never followed through. That to me was extremely frustrating. Another frustrating part was, had we had more volunteers, I felt like I was being pulled in 100 directions on race day itself. Planning the race was no problem. The month before, 2 months before, even the week before was crunch time, but that was no problem. But it was the day of the race. Did you feel that, Jamie? Like,
yes.
We couldn't have got there earlier. We got there at 6 a.m. We could have gotten there at 2 a.m.
I don't think we still would have
been there early enough.
Yeah.
To foresee.
So we know to plan many things ahead of time, to do a couple of meetings with volunteers ahead of time.
That's the thing.
To form an advisory board. We learned a lot for our first race.
My big thing is,
and most people said, wow, it was great.
People loved it. Other race directors were like, wow, you guys did a great job. We doubled participation. Maybe we're just being critical on ourselves, or maybe we know that it should have ran smoother than it did to get to the end. But next year, the biggest thing for me, if you want to volunteer, you have to come to a volunteer meeting. Right? Here's the volunteer meeting. We have to sit down in person. I'm going to discuss what your job is ahead of time. So you're going to know when you say 2 months ahead of time or 3 months, hey, I want to volunteer. Good, meet me next week, and we're going to go over your exact job of what I need you to do that day. And here's your paper. Here's your job description. Here's your tasks for the day. If you cannot make it, please give me 2 weeks notice so I can replace you with another volunteer who's qualified to man a street station, run around town with water for the water stops, be the course marshal, be the lead person, lead the 5K, lead the 10K race. And that's just what's going to happen next year. I got to be much more specific with the volunteers. I got to tell you, the track team from school did a fantastic job. 10 people showed up from the track team?
They sure did.
They showed up in their track uniform. It was great. Don't get me wrong. We had some fantastic volunteers, and they did a fantastic job. And some of them have been with the race for years. They just knew exactly what to do, right? They just knew exactly where to be, what to do, and that was great. That was a huge help for us. But next year, I want everybody to be on the same page, and and I don't want to know on pins and needles, hey, is so and so going to show up? They said they were going to be there. They were enthusiastic, but are they going to show up? So that was that was my biggest dilemma on race day. So, anything else to add, Jamie?
No, thank you to any of and all of the volunteers,
participants.
It was a great day for us.
It's a community race, and it's for the community, and the money goes back to the community. And it was just great to see all those people volunteering from the community. So, I'm Chef Marcus Giuliano. Thanks for watching. If you like my videos, please hit like, subscribe to my channel, and definitely pass it on.